If you've heard of Tony Robbins, you might know that he's a powerhouse of a motivational speaker. He has written or co-authored 5 books and hosted probably hundreds of seminars where he consistently works 10-plus-hour days. While his productivity is highly impressive, I don't doubt that it comes at great costs. So I did a bit of digging to see what he does and came across an article detailing his morning routine. In this video, I'm going to try the Tony Robbins morning routine so that we can see if it stands up to the claims of boosting energy levels and productivity, as well as giving the unmistakable pleasure of feeling like a boss. The first thing I have to confront is Tony's crazy sleeping schedule. Tony has a tight 3 to 5 hour sleeping schedule where he wakes up between 7 and 9 every morning. Right after getting out of bed, he takes his complex mixture of vitamins and supplements. So I scrambled to gather the few vitamins that we had in our supplies. Among other things, he is said to take vitamin C and antioxidants, leaving anything like breakfast or drinks for after his morning routine. And that's all the vitamins that I have on me right now. I'm kind of bummed that his morning routine doesn't include any coffee or a glass of water. I had to settle for water-soluble vitamins and move on to his meditation. Tony begins his meditation or priming with a breathing exercise called the Breath of Fire. This exercise instantly makes him feel more focused and awake. After that, he goes into a gratitude exercise, calling to mind all of the things that he is grateful for. This should reinforce his positive mood. And for the final part, he begins a mindfulness visualization, starting with focusing on his body and moving into visualizing 3 things that he would like to achieve. I know that looks a little bit weird, but I'm honestly feeling energized, and this is not the first time that I'm doing this fire breathing technique. It's actually meant to focus you and get you energized. It gets a lot of oxygen in your blood, but also the visualization and what he says that what you want is inside you and you don't have to beg for it and you can manifest it. I could really resonate with that. So unexpected, but meditation actually made me feel very energetic, and that's good because the next thing that he does is a quote-unquote really intense 15-minute workout. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion or not, but I personally like workouts where the person is shouting at me like, get up, do you want to be unfit your whole life? Do you want to fit in your jeans? And I'm like, yes, I do. And that's kind of what gets me through a painful workout. It worked. It was good. I feel like I was doing terrible in the beginning, but I started doing better as time went on. I now feel extra super good. I don't know if I'm gonna crash in 5 hours because I barely slept, and it's super important to have 8 hours of sleep for memory, skill learning, for rest, for focus. And I'm a little bit skeptical about how you can translate that to 5 hours of sleep. For the next bit, Tony hops into his sauna. With nowhere to go, I decided to improvise and take an extra hot shower. Basically, the idea of the hot shower is that the burn from the workout should keep going. Well, essentially it's a sauna, so the sauna should keep burning the fat, the calories, the toxins. And also we have a guest. Here. Hello. So I've had a few shower thoughts. First of all, it's not very good to wash your hair with hot water. Just in case you didn't know, it's not very good for your hair. And second of all, I forgot. Oh God, better not lose time. I have to go into the ice bear plunge while I'm still warm. Maybe I'll warm myself again before I get in. While the water is filling up the bath, I remembered I wanted to tell you that I woke up and I really wanted to have a coffee, and honestly, I feel so good now. My heart is pumping, my energy is there that I actually don't feel like I need a coffee.
Are you ready for this?
No, I definitely have some anxiety over this. Okay. After the sauna, Tony jumped straight into his ice-cold pool.
How do you feel?
Great.
Actually relaxing.
Wait, it's actually... My cat is coming to check if I'm alive. It's okay, baby.
You make the minute.
Oh my god.
You
It's been a
made
minute.
Yes. Yay. Get your bath towel.
My feet are freezing. We can do a temperature check with my cat. If she sees that my feet are cold, they're cold. My legs froze, but I feel so energized, so I feel good. Like, it's more terrible if you're at room temperature and you get in, as opposed to when you're super hot and you get in. Like, the first 20 seconds I felt bad, but it wasn't terrible, and then I was just surviving. To finish off his morning routine, Tony does something called a back inversion. This is supposed to decompress his spine and lower his heart rate. For this, he uses some fancy fitness equipment, and I am left with no other option but to head for the playground. There's a spider. Okay, you can start the timer.
It's going.
Okay, so two things. First of all, it's really cold, and surprisingly, this is not the right way to do this, and if you have some proper equipment, things would look very different. But it is very important to know that you're not supposed to spend more than 2 minutes in this position. That being said, it still worked.
2, 1. Yay! So how does your head feel?
Suddenly there's much more sound in the world. I think when I was upside down, things were definitely not that loud. With my shoes wet and slowly freezing, I ran back home so that I could start my super productive day. So, according to the legend, after this hardcore routine, Tony Robbins works about 16-hour days, which I don't know how often he actually does that, but I'm gonna start and get some order in my house, write down my to-dos, and I'm gonna take you along on my productivity journey today to see if this actually worked, but I already feel very confident that it did. She was wrong. The short-time energy boosting effects of the cold water and exercise were not enough to hold me all the way through a full day of productive work. And while I did get a lot done, my energy started going down rapidly after lunchtime. My body was begging for a nap, and sooner or later I had to give in. So I did. So I'm just currently working on the script for this week's video, which is a bit of a complicated cognitive task, and I just feel that my focus is drifting away because I'm so tired. Even though I did have a coffee in the afternoon, I think I can't agree with the amount of sleep that this schedule advertises. I need a shut-eye. I am going to try to power nap. It's gonna be one of my pomodoros. Hey guys, so it's about 9:30 p.m. right now, so I've been awake for over 12 hours and I've been productive for about 9 of them, so I think it's safe to say that I've been pretty productive, and I can show you that I had this dip in my performance towards midday, probably because of this 5-hour sleeping schedule. But as you can see, I was working in the morning and then I was like completely hibernating for 3 hours. I didn't sleep all of them, but I did sleep for 1 hour, and then I had a little walk, and now I'm productive again. So I decided to finish the day strong and stayed up until 1 a.m. for a total of 13 productive hours. Going to bed late helped me wake up between 7 and 9 the next morning with another 5 short hours of sleep. And so, tired as I was, I went straight into the next day. I took my vitamins and pills, went back to my bedroom, and started meditating. Fire, gratitude, mindfulness, visualizations. And then it was time to work out. 15-minute thigh workout with the beautiful Pamela Rife. Almost there. Whew. You can see I'm out of shape. Quarantine fam. Well, time to go take a hot shower. After that, I'm gonna have a cold shower because I don't want to waste that much water. And then we can go about testing how long I can survive on 10 hours of sleep in total. Finally, 2 minutes of hanging upside down. Oh, now we're gonna get out of here.
You need help?
No.
So how do you feel?
Well, my heart rate's there. It's definitely there.
Okay, it's definitely there.
I still feel sleepy, I'm not gonna lie. I feel better, but sleepy. And I think I'm definitely going to sleep in the afternoon. Yeah. At the end of day 2, here's my final thoughts on the Tony Robbins morning routine. I am so ready to sleep. Interesting fact, if you stay up for a certain amount of time and then you want to catch up on your sleep, it actually does not work that way. It will impact you for several days. You will have significantly lower performance and slower reactions. So I can't go to sleep for 16 hours and erase the fact that I have about 9 hours of sleep for the last 2 days. It's not gonna help, but it is a good start to rejuvenate yourself. Also, during sleep, your memories from the past day are loaded into your long-term memory so that you can actually remember them in a month or so, like later. And if you skip the night of sleep or skip exactly the moment when this happens, because this doesn't happen as soon as you fall asleep, sometimes it can happen much later. So if you slept only 4 hours, it may not happen, and you actually lose these memories pretty quickly. Maybe you retain some, but most of them you will lose. That being said, you should sleep as much as you need, and don't ever let anyone tell you that sleep is you being lazy and unproductive, because sleep is incredibly productive, and that's what I'm going to do. I thank you so much for watching this video if you liked it, and you can consider subscribing to my channel. I'll see you next week.